For Model 2, I learned that there's so much more to culture than what I had led to believe all these years. Although we thought that name had something to do with the identity in the first module, it also has something to do with culture and it can have a meaning behind it. And in many families, they put the same name throughout their generations to represent someone very important in the past families who meant a positive impact on them. Later on, we had to do a student rubric in which we had the objective to analyze our term in multiculturalism and do a self evaluation. With that said, we had to evaluate our social and emotional learning, our knowledge, skills, communication, and engagement. And for every one of those, I said I had the highest point of knowledge, but I humbly believe it's because of the advantages of my past school. Even though I gave myself the highest points, I believe there is space for improvement in some areas, such as in skilled. I am able to adapt very easily and hardly even judge. Although, since I'm not used to many of those cultures, it may take some time for me to adapt and not say anything that might offend them in any way. Also, we saw how stereotypes are truly impactful in some countries, such as we had to do this identity chart of Mexico and we wrote 5 facts and 5 things that other people think about us. They think that we're dangerous people involved in drugs and women are usually maids and we live in this deserted place, when in fact it's such a beautiful place with many known as pueblos mágicos and very rich culture. And even I have some friends that believe that in Mexico everyone's wear sombreros and eat tacos and have horses, and that's all because of single stories they heard, also known as stereotypes. There was also this work which we had to do, in which we had to analyze why different accents impacted differently on first impressions. And I thought it was weird at first because I didn't know you could judge someone based on that. And by that I mean that the accents were from the same country but different regions. Because, of course, I've heard many people judging others based on their accents, such as if it's not your first language and you speak kind of broke. Later, we came to the conclusion that people judge by the accents, given that the fact that in past times, people with certain accents were known as people from a lower level and in some ways could be thought to be more dangerous in past times.